Within the world of anarchists, there are a lot of different views on how we would interact, cooperate, and exchange. A lot of these ideas vary based on concepts of property and views on property. Um, as an anarchist personally, though, I'm not really here to tell anybody how to live. My view of anarchy is functional anarchy on a global level, I guess, would be millions of diverse competing communities, all interacting and exchanging on a completely voluntary level for mutual benefit. Um, if there was no mutual benefit, then obviously there would be no need to exchange or interact. Like I said, all these communities would not only interact with each other voluntarily, but they would be completely voluntary themselves. With no authority or a hierarchical power structure. There's no centralized power figure to set boundaries and deem citizenship or non-citizenship, rights or non-rights. Basically, to claim you as their property. So these, diverse, independent, competing communities would take all sorts of forms. I imagine a lot of mill towns would probably pop up where some entrepreneur would develop some sort of factory that produced some sort of good, and people that had no interest in developing their own business, that just wanted to work for a paycheck, could go to these small cities, these small mill towns, and it's the same kind of what's the word? Responsibility, I guess. You have the same responsibility to your employees as you do your customers, as the employees have to you. Once again, more voluntary exchange, mutual benefit. And, I see farming communities. I imagine probably a small contingency of farmers, maybe 5 to 10, would get together, get a a fairly sizable chunk of land, develop their farms independently from each other, but within close proximity to each other, so that they could protect mutual interests and things like that. Say one farm is getting raided by some lone group of raiders or something like that. They could come together and protect each other's farms. You could allow temporary work from farm hands, people that just are looking for temporary work, trying to move on to something bigger, better, but they would have a vested interest in maintaining your property and protecting your property. Arm them to the teeth, feed them, house them, clothe them, pay them, and arm them to the teeth, and you'll have your own private protection there. But really, like the types of communities that could pop up here are so diverse. Surely not all of them are going to work. Surely some of them are going to fail. Some of them are going to become oppressive, corrupt, try to coerce other surrounding communities. That's unavoidable. It's inevitable that there will be some sort of conflict. There's always going to be conflict within human social interaction, and we just have to learn how to deal with that and bring it down to a smaller scale, so that we're not mounting massive armies against each other to potentially destroy the entire world. Rather, we just have smaller communities of no standing armies, just concerned citizens that are well armed and know their rights. Without convoluted laws, most people would be writing contractual agreements would not be anything. Like I said, without convoluted laws, legal jargon would be fairly straightforward. People could learn basic contractual contract writing. Any business could be done. You could write up a formal contract. These contracts could be upheld by informal, non-standing courts of your peers, your community. This is your reputation on the line here. It's not just time in prison or debt to someone else. It's your reputation. Your credit, essentially. And those kind of things are going to be important when you're trying to cooperate with a certain community of people, and then all of a sudden you pissed all these people off, and they all know it because of these informal, impromptu courts that keep popping up, and they keep hearing your name being dragged through the mud. Surely it's not a perfect world. The world will never be perfect, but my point is that this type of living would take some of the power that we give away to government and bring it back into our hands. Certainly this takes a level of responsibility, but it is not as scary as most people feel. Personal responsibility is not that bad, trust me. But these are all things that we need to talk about, discuss. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to comment on the video. If there's anything else that you want me to address, like I said before, there's so many things about this topic that we could just go on and on and on and on for days. But yeah, if there's anything in here specifically that you want to address, or that you want me to address later on, just let me know. Feel free to comment on the video. Thank you. Have a good day.